McVay told Sports Illustrated, quote, "When you've played in that game 9 of the last 18 years, and what a huge amount of respect I have for them, it's how that time available enables you to be able to get some different things in. If you feel like they're within the framework of how to win against the opponent, different than how a normal week lends itself to it, that's what separates them." Greg, you got an issue with McVay continuing to praise the Patriots?
Not at all. Not at all. And it's validated. Like, he sees greatness, he identifies greatness. We all have been able to recognize the greatness of the New England Patriots. And it starts with Bill Belichick. Something that he idolizes and wants to continue to pursue to achieve what he's achieved. When you have a player or coach that you can say is the greatest of all time, that's a goal of yours. You then want to pursue that. He's talking about the winningest coach of all time in the playoffs. Like, 8-time Super Bowl title winner. 6 with the New England Patriots as a head coach, 2 as an assistant coach. Longest tenured, active tenured coach in the National Football League. These are all aspirations that a young coach in Sean McVay would have. And what he's talking about, being to the last 9 out of the 18 appearances in the Super Bowl, having that experience, knowing what to do throughout the week, in short weeks, the in-game adjustments, he's seen it all. He wants to have that opportunity to build his resume, to then say, you know what, I measure up to Bill Belichick. It's going to be a huge mountain to climb. Can he do it? I don't know. It starts with just being able to sustain wins throughout the regular season. Give yourself an opportunity to be in the participation of Super Bowls by winning regular season games, producing in the playoffs, and we'll see what happens. But I have absolutely no problem with a coach owning the fact that he got out-coached and then continuing to praise the team that beat him.
Yeah.
Why? Because his team understands what he really is all about.
It's a professional, mature thing to do, and I'm sure Rob Parker agrees with you.
Absolutely not. Enough already with the love fest of Bill Belichick. I mean, Sean McVay should be embarrassed by the performance. He let his team down in the Super Bowl. That team averaged 32.9 points in the regular season. They get 3 points in the Super Bowl on a 90-yard field goal or whatever it was. That's the only way they even got on the board. It was he got undressed. He was supposedly the boy genius. Anybody who had a cup of coffee with Sean McVay, they hired. Oh, my God, Sean McVay is unbelievable. And now he's going to go around and pat Bill Belichick on the back for the next 8 years? Is that what we got to have? Stop. And here's the other thing. Sean McVay, can you do some history before you go and tell everybody how great Bill Belichick is? Can I tell you that Bill Belichick was involved in one of the biggest cheating scandals in the history of the NFL? He was fined $500,000. A team lost draft picks for Spygate. Do you know that? How about this? Sean McVay, Mr. Bill Belichick's the greatest thing since sliced bread. He cost the Rams organization a championship. Do you remember that? When the Rams were in St. Louis and Bill had the cameras? Ask Eric Dickerson about Bill Belichick and the Patriots and how they stole a championship from the Rams. That's the guy you want to emulate and pat on the back? Bill Belichick can never be the greatest coach in the NFL. Can never.
Okay,
because of this stuff. And all I'm saying is, if I'm Sean McVay, all that stuff you did Super Bowl night, you shook his hand, sportsmanship. You said, hey, he did a great job. They won at the press conference. After that, I'm done. I lost. I got undressed. My team was embarrassed. I don't need to pat Bill Belichick on the back anymore. Leave that for other people. I'm trying to beat that guy.
Ooh.
That's
Wow.
all I'm saying.
So, Rob, you know, you're a little older than both of us, and I thought you would know the word respect, okay? You got to respect someone who has sustained greatness for nearly 2 decades, okay? We know we got a lot of one-hit wonders in movies, music, NFL, NBA, I mean, Toronto Raptors. You go down the list. One-hit wonders, you don't respect them the way you do the Patriots. Dude, I'm a Jets fan, okay? I've been a Jets fan basically because I was born in New York. over 2 decades. I despise everything about the Patriots, but I respect them. Tom Brady, Bill Belichick. There should be no issue with McVay praising a guy who's been dominant, utterly dominant in a league that basically schemes everything, whether it's salary cap-wise or what have you, so that you can't have sustained greatness. They want parity in this league. The Patriots have dominated it for 2 decades.
But that doesn't mean
there's no problem with praising them.
But he praised them after the Super Bowl. That's fine. Why? Here we are at the start of a new season. And I know this is an interview for Sports Illustrated, some magazine article. I get that. But enough already. Hey, Super Bowl, they beat us. I wasn't prepared. I'm not going to get into all that.
We don't know that
I'm not going to rehash that. Well, it looked like he wasn't prepared.
He got out-coached.
Because that offense wasn't good enough, and it wasn't ready. Wasn't ready.
Rob, he admitted the fact that he got out-coached. And now
we all witnessed it.
We did. We did, and he witnessed it firsthand. He was there. He was actually the play caller. So he's admitting all of that, but what he's also doing is doing what is now done in the 20th century that wasn't done before. Guys have no problem saying, you know what, you're great. And I respect the fact that you're great. Now, back in your day, no one ever wanted to give each other credit because it was always a competition. You don't know the relationship between Sean McVay and Coach Bill Belichick.
Keep that private. If I'm a Rams fan, I don't want to hear that.
Would you rather him be disrespecting Coach Belichick?
I did not say that. Did I even mention
so
that?
Just sidestep the question.
I just wouldn't talk about that. If I have a personal relationship with Greg Jennings, right, and we might be adversarial on television, that's our personal relationship. And I would respect you and you respect me and we would talk. But I'm not going to go out and pat you on the back every 5 minutes and tell you how great you are when we're in competition. That's just why.
So how about let me just toss this in here. So McVay was 16 years old, a high school quarterback in Georgia when Belichick won his first Super Bowl. Okay? Imagine being 16, a lot's happened to you. You go to college, you get your first couple jobs, you come out, finally you're a head coach. Guess who's still on top? Bill Belichick. You just got to the mountaintop, the Super Bowl, and you got beat by a guy who's been there for 2 decades. You can't dap him up and give him respect 6 months after the fact?
He did it after the Super Bowl. I'm fine with that. That's sportsmanship. And he did it after the game. Now, if you told me that McVay walked out and didn't shake his hand after the Super Bowl, I got a problem with that. That's the respect of we just competed. You beat me. I'll give you that. That's not what I'm talking about. Enough already with the Bill Belichick love. Oh, my goodness. Everybody tells the Bill Belichick story. You mentioned, eight championships. He's been involved. 2 as an assistant with Bill Parcells, and he's won 6. You didn't mention at all when you ran down his. You didn't run down the scandals that Bill Belichick has been a part of.
No,
why not?
Because
that's a part of his story. Why not?
Well, because that's what we do.
Why? We don't.
We pose an argument that leads to our benefit. Like, period. That's what you do.
He does it better than anybody.
You know what? You taught me that.
You want to bash LeBron for barely winning.
I took a page out of your book. How you like that?
Oh. I don't know what to say.
Exactly. Look at Rob Parker with no words.
No, 6 months from now, Rob, you're going to praise him for that take. And everybody's going to say, Rob, that's respectful. I'm impressed. Thank you for that. That was very nice.
I just think that this late in the game, enough. Let's turn the page. I'm competing against. You know what I would love to hear in that interview? Bill Belichick got the best of me, and he's a great coach. But I'm going to tell you, the next time I meet him, I'm going to be prepared, and I'm going to beat that guy. But I would love to hear that. Not this whole... Bill Belichick's had his victory lap. Everybody loves him. Oh, he's the greatest. That's all they talk about. I get it. I don't have to join in. Everybody else in the chorus is singing that tune. I don't need to sing it as well.
I understand where you're coming from, but let me shed some light. You mentioned, or maybe it was you mentioned the Antonio Brown Facebook Live in the locker room. What did he capture Mike Tomlin saying to his team? How he really felt about the Patriots, correct? But that was supposed to be in-house. No one was ever supposed to hear that outside publicly. Would he ever go outside of those realms and say those things? He would talk about how great he is. That's what you do. But in that Rams facility, I guarantee those players know how he really feels. He still respects Bill Belichick, and he believes that he's one of the greatest to ever do it. But don't mistake it for he's not believing that I'm going to beat that guy. If we are given that chance, if we get to that opportunity again, that will never happen to me again.
That's what I would love to hear him say.
You don't have to hear that if he's telling his guys that. And
I would love to hear that if I were a fan. I'm talking about reading the quotes instead of my coach kowtowing to Bill Belichick. Oh, my goodness, like a schoolgirl. Bill Belichick, oh, he's the greatest. I wish I could just have an ounce of his blood in me. You know, like that's exactly what it came off as Bill Belichick can do no wrong. And instead, I'm going to be the guy to bring Bill Belichick down. I'm going to get my team back to the Super Bowl. I wish I'd get to face Bill Belichick one more time, and this time he's going to get some of my medicine.
See, you're saying everything that guys don't say that becomes bulletin board material if they choose to say it.
It would sell great. It would sell paper.
It would. That's why you don't say those things as a head coach, because you're setting the example. You praise your opponent. This is one-on-one in locker room. You praise your opponent. We know how we really feel about them, but you praise them publicly. When you're asked about them, talk about all the positive things that you've seen on film, the things that they've done as an organization, as a team, whatever accomplishments they've had. But you better believe when we strap up on that field, I don't care about what I said. I know what I believe, and I know what I want to do to you, period. That's Sean McVay. That's the National Football League. That is sports. That is competition across the board. This morning, I knew how I felt about coming out here. I knew I was going to be the best dressed. I didn't have to say it. I knew I was going to come out here and destroy you guys. I didn't have to say it.
Jeez,
I pumped you guys up. That's what I do.
Oh, geez.
Did it work? Yes.
Okay. All right, Greg Jennings feeling himself this morning. I love that.
The show must be over because it feels like he's won.
I'm glad he got up after we smacked him down on Dak Prescott.
Wow. Hey,
Steph Curry, my guy, the second best point guard in NBA history. He thinks his Warriors are still legit title contenders. Does anyone believe him? You betcha. We'll discuss that next.